Rousseau said, "The first and most respectable of all the arts is agriculture."
The Junior Leagues of New York State present agriculture, the greatest single industry in New York State. You live in a city. Your home may be a stone dwelling standing in a forest of rock houses. You see only the trees which have been placed there to make the city beautiful. A cow is a remote animal. It exists, it gives milk. For you, city dweller, milk comes out of a bottle. That's all you care about. Now you live in the country, on a farm. Your house is one of its kind, apart from the rest. The trees and fields and hills have been there forever and will continue to be there. A cow is an animal you see every day. It's ordinary, commonplace, like the plow, the cultivator, rake, and hoe. You see them so much you forget about them.
So what's the point, please?
The point is this. The city dweller gets his food from agriculture. The farm dweller gets his living from agriculture. So both of them should know something about the development of agriculture.
You going to teach us?
A little. The pioneer farm was a unit by itself. It might have been a separate country inhabited by a few people. Do you think it was an easy and restful existence? The main purpose in the life of the early American farmer was simple: food for himself and his family.
No, we shouldn't have come out here.
Why not?
How can we do it? How can we manage?
You worked your father's farm back east.
That was east. There were people there. If I needed something, I could buy it. Here, nothing. Nothing. I've been up since 4 this morning doing tasks that should have been done by someone else. The plow hit a rock this morning, broke in half. Am I a blacksmith that I can fix it?
John.
Am I a shoemaker or a tanner or a coppersmith? I want to work my farm, but I can't. I have no plow. If I don't plow the field, we can't plant. If we don't plant, we can't harvest. If we can't harvest, we starve. And if we starve, we die.
John,
What?
do you have an axe?
Yes, of course I have.
Are there trees in the woods?
Of course.
Then I suggest you cut down a tree and make a plow.
Out of wood?
Do you have any iron?
No.
Then make it out of wood.
The plowing's done, dear.
How'd the plow hold out?
I made 3 of them.
Did they break?
Oh, no, the first one wasn't too good, so I thought up a better idea and made the second. Then I got a still better idea and made the third. You ought to see it.
I'm real proud of you, John.
Ah.
Darling, I hate to bother you now, but we need a new well bucket.
Well, I can make one. In fact, I can make one out of wood.
Really?
Sure, you see, I'll take a section of a tree trunk, hollow it out, and then smooth the sides. We can always fix a handle onto it.
Yes, the early pioneer was faced with many problems, all of which he met with courage, with ingenuity. The trees of the forest provided him not only with building material and fuel, but also with a host of farm implements, some unbelievably well made. For instance, wooden cultivators, harvesters, complicated rakes, and a threshing machine, with cogs, moving parts, bolts, and gears, all made of wood. Not only did these farmers manage to survive, they actually thrived. And then came the roads, and with the roads, better means of transportation. And with better means of transportation, a character who was jack of all trades and master of many, the tinker.
Morning, Miss Watson. How are you today?
Why, Mr. Stubbs, why, I haven't seen you in nearly a year.
Well, we managed to cover quite a bit of territory. Heard you and Mr. Watson have a fine son now.
Yes, we do. His name's Caleb.
Maybe you could use some toys, dolls, nice little boats.
Why, Mr. Stubbs, you sell everything, don't you?
Yes, ma'am. Pots, pans, fine copperware, knives, eating utensils, hatchets, axes, grindstones, kettles. If you want it, I got it. Maybe Mr. Watson wants a shotgun. Got one, too. Brand new, never been used. Let you have it real cheap.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Ma'am?
We do need some pans.
Fine, fine.
And I know John was thinking of getting an axe. The old ones had pretty hard use.
One axe, yes, ma'am.
And, oh, we have some shears that need sharpening. Would you?
I could let you have a new pair, right cheap.
No, thank you, Mr. Stubbs. Just sharpen these.
All righty.
I'll go fetch 'em.
I was talking to Miss Hayes the other day. She says as how Miss Kittredge is doing poorly.
What?
I said Miss Kittredge is doing poorly.
Oh, dear, that is too bad. Here are the shears. What ails her, do you know?
Well, Miss Harper says she thinks it's a stomach. Then again, you never can tell. Did you hear about Enos Wilkins' horse?
No.
Had to shoot him.
Really?
Mm-hmm, busted a leg. I got some good news, though. Miss Harden's younger daughter, the one who turned 16 last May, well, she's getting married come harvest time.
That's nice. Who's she marrying?
Jacob Lance's boy, Thomas.
Oh, he's a fine chap.
Well, Miss Hayes says he's inclined to be lazy. Then again, you never can tell. There you are, Miss Watson. Shiny and sharp as new.
Thank you, Mr. Stubbs. How much do I owe you?
Oh, let's see. 3 pans, 1 axe, scissors sharpened. That'll be $1.25.
Dear me. Prices are going up. Well, here you are, Mr. Stubbs, and thank you again.
And thank you, Miss Watson, and good day to you.
The tinkers with their horses and wagons came and went, leaving pots and gossip, pans and metal shavings behind them. Soon villages grew up. More land was cleared. No longer did a farmer raise crops just to feed himself and his family. Now he was beginning to feed a nation.
Sold a carload of wheat yesterday. Got a good price for it, too.
A doctor just moved into our town.
Here there's a great demand for corn and potatoes down the eastern part of the state. Well, if they want 'em, I got 'em.
We've got a general store now. They say you can buy most anything a body could want.
Say, I saw that new cultivator yesterday. Listen, it makes anything we've got now look sick.
We've just built our first church.
Yet in the midst of plenty, tragedy often struck. Tragedy in the form of flood and fire. Sometimes trouble took other forms. Sometimes what is a boom to one group of people brings ruin to the other.
Plague on those farmers out west there in Illinois. They're taking our wheat business away from us.
Yeah, they're certainly producing a lot of wheat.
They sure are, and they're selling it cheaper than we can.
Well, that's good for the country. More wheat means cheaper wheat.
What about me and thousands of other New York wheat farmers like me? For 25 years, Simon, I've grown some of the best wheat in New York State.
Well, there are other crops to be grown and sold.
True, but what about the wheat I won't be able to sell at this year's harvest? What do I do with it? Burn it? Give it away? What about my threshing machines, my equipment? Shall I leave them in the fields to rust and be used by my children to play on? Do you want to buy them?
No.
All right, then. What am I going to do?
Yet with the determination that has made them famous, the New York farmers overcame difficulties such as these. Fallen from first place as a wheat producer, the Empire State soon started to climb to the top as a producer of dairy products, fruits, and vegetables. As new methods of farming were put to use, farmers and their families found more time for relaxation. Square dancing was the Saturday night pastime, and the big event of the year was the annual county fair.
Selling hogs, nice fat hogs, prime on and dog county hogs. What am I offered for these here pigs? Who'll be the first one to stick up?
This bull champion is the best bull east of the Hudson River. Any gentleman here who wants to examine him, step right up. He won't hurt you. He's a fine animal. Yes, sirree.
He's amazing. He's hypnotizing. The great Manzini. Come closer, ladies and gentlemen. Come closer and witness the wisdom of the East. Just one look into his flashing eyes, and you are hypnotized by the great Manzini. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Presenting the magnificent Murdoch, world's foremost aerialist, who will ascend alone to the highest reaches of the atmosphere in this flimsy balloon. Mr. Murdoch, are you ready?
I am ready.
Then I shall cut the rope.
And when the county fairs were over, when all the pies, cakes, and jellies had been tasted, when the cattle had been awarded prizes and the first tang of autumn sent the geese honking their way southward, the farmers of New York State turned once again to their tasks and chores of winter. Then when spring came, this is what they did.
They tilled the soil, they planted seed for a growing nation, a worthy deed. Down through the years they proved their worth. The farm was strong and God's good earth. The farm was strong and God's good earth. From nearly shores to New York Bay, the Empire State has a debt to pay. To the men of the soil who grow the bread, for a hungry people must be fed. For a hungry people must be fed. For a hungry people must be fed.
So, from those early struggles of our pioneer farmers to carve out of the forests their fields, their tools, and their homes, has grown New York's greatest single industry, agriculture. Since those early days, farming in New York State has advanced to a mechanized, efficient industry. Where once teams of oxen pulled the plow, diesel tractors with the power of 100 oxen now turn the soil. Diseases which once claimed the lives of cattle now are checked by modern science. No longer must the young farmer learn from his father and grandfather, for today agriculture has progressed to such lengths that schools and colleges now teach the modern way of farming. Truly, it can be said that the strength and health of the nation lies in the land. And today, making use of the latest in scientific discoveries, New York feeds millions. You have been listening to The Story of Agriculture, another program in the series, The Price of Liberty. This program was presented by the Junior Leagues of New York State in cooperation with the State Departments of Education and Agriculture. It was produced in the studios of WPTR Albany, New York.